Do you ever fantasize about being immortal? Are you maybe hoping to benefit from some sort of reverse aging technology that isn't invented yet but will be during your lifetime? Western society in particular has this long-standing built-in cultural habit of actively ignoring and flat-out denying the reality of death. Even terminally ill patients are encouraged by their friends, family, and doctors to think positive, which translates to continue to ignore your impending demise so that we don't have to witness your death realization, which might compel us to think about our own death. And this tendency is encouraged by the increasing rate of technological development, making it easier for people to lie to themselves that they have an actual shot at evading death.
To reverse aging, what we are actually trying to do is rejuvenation.
Vascular aging causes many diseases. Here at Harvard Medical School, we've reversed this process in mice, setting the stage for radical new therapies to help people.
You can get, faster reaction times or repair of damaged tissues.
With the help of these drugs which we are working on right now, to avoid this cliff and go forward.
A person is more likely to share with you their shopping list for when they win the lottery, or tell you the name of the child that they hope to have with their celebrity crush, than tell you that they hope to never die. Because deep down, people know that it's immature to deceive themselves in this way. So if you have even the slightest bit of doubt as to whether or not it will happen to you, let me assure you right now that it will. You will not get regenerative abilities through some sort of DNA treatment, and your cognitive processes will not migrate onto digital or quantum substrate. What will happen within a relatively fair amount of time is the end of you, definitively and irrevocably. If you've never thought about this before, just pause the video and take a few seconds to give your death some honest attention. That wasn't so bad, was it? You may have thought about the things that you hope to accomplish with the time that you have left in this world, or how you'll be remembered. And the thing is, these thoughts that arise from contemplating your own mortality are much more valuable than just the idea of hoping that you'll never die, because these are actionable thoughts. There are things that you can do to check items off your bucket list, and there are things that you can do to add to your legacy. Not counting the last decade or so, it's been impossible for anyone to be remembered for more than a few generations without any remarkable accomplishments to their name. But this isn't the case anymore. You can literally be homeless and just have a phone and a YouTube channel, post a bunch of videos of yourself vlogging or just exposing your personality, and then hundreds of years into the future, you might have a fan club. Provided, of course, that YouTube doesn't delete your content or even fail altogether as a company at some point along the way, but what's more likely is you not making any content. You see, there's only one thing that people fear more than death, and that is the judgment of others. You don't want to expose your innermost vulnerable thoughts and feelings to public scrutiny, and even if you do summon the courage to put yourself out there, you're likely to receive a non-zero amount of gratuitous hate, which is in turn likely to make you less willing to create and publish content on a continuous basis. One solution to that problem is to publish the content at a time when you're no longer affected by the judgment and opinions of others.
If you're watching this, I'm dead.
After Me allows you to do just that. You can express yourself without any fear of judgment, knowing that no feedback can ever reach you, since by the time there will be feedback, there will be no more you. This is the world's first and only one-way channel of communication, and it works in a very simple way. You set up a profile, which is like a diary, and then you add entries consisting of private videos or documents in any format. That content gets permanently backed up on a distributed file system known as IPFS, which guarantees persistence independent of any one platform or company. You can connect your social accounts, and After Me will use them to broadcast a link to your profile when the time comes. And that's it. People will be able to find your digital tombstone for hundreds, maybe thousands of years to come in the archive section. What's the trigger that makes your content public? Well, there's no way for Afterme to actually know if you're dead. But if you don't sign in for a specific period of time, which you can configure, then the switch is made. And the experience of vlogging from the perspective of a dead man, knowing that the content will only be consumed once you're not around anymore, is very cathartic. It's almost therapeutic in nature, and it allows much more honesty to come through and ultimately leads to an accurate representation and preservation of your personality. People have already started freezing their body for when technology will be able to cure any illness. And there's no telling how that will pan out, but there's already a way to immortalize your personality. Learning-based software generates new content which is similar in nature to its training data. OpenAI's Jukebox project lets you hear Frank Sinatra's voice on a song he never sung or wrote, but still bearing that distinctive Sinatra style.
AI is beneficial. AI is so hard to build. Need to find every GPU.
Large enough learning models can capture and replicate any and all aspects of human behavior. You could still be talking to people and sharing your thoughts, feelings and opinions long after your biological form expires. And there would be no way for anyone to tell the difference between the real you and the AI-generated version of you. But for that to happen, you need to leave behind some training data. You need to express yourself in a way that you would like to be remembered. Let the machine know what kind of person you were, how you used to talk, how you used to laugh. The more of your true substance that you can capture and leave behind, the more likely it is that a learning model will be able to recreate you and bring you back into this world.